What's up? What's up? Good to see you. Good to see you. So, pretty excited about today. Nice watch, by the way. I'll see you, man. Awesome. Hey guys, and welcome to this episode of Ask Rosh TV. Except this is a special episode because it's more of Ask Abby. I am so excited to have with us Abbigale Loncke, who just came back from a massive trip from Peru. From Peru, and she's going to be talking to us all about her trip and leaving us some very powerful messages today. I'm so excited to start this, and Abbigale, thank you for being here.
It's my pleasure.
Folks are wondering, who's Abbigale, you know? Not a ton of people knew Abbigale before this video went viral, so if you could tell us, you know, really at the core, who's Abby?
Abbigale is a 31-year-old woman from Essequibo. I grew up in Essequibo. Alright. I grew up in Essequibo, spent most of my childhood there. Went to Abbigale Loncke school, very good school, by the way. And then eventually I left Guyana and I went to the UK. I lived there for about 6 years, studied psychology, worked in healthcare, worked with counseling children. And then I made a decision to come back to Guyana. It was a really big decision because I didn't know what I was coming back to, but I knew that with everything that I learned, I could make somewhat of a difference here. So I packed my bag, came back to Guyana and started to counsel children here. And then eventually I went into the business that I have right now.
So tell us a bit more about the business. Well, what's it about? What do you do exactly?
It's a home care agency that takes care of the elderly people in their homes. We basically look after people. That's the core of what we do. We want to ensure that everyone who is sick or disabled or elderly is comfortable in their homes. We also do babysitting services and we do maid services to just a part of the service that we offer.
Excellent. And what's the response been? I mean, you launched your company when? When exactly?
Initially, I started what I'm doing 3 years ago, just over 3 years ago. Okay. But community healthcare itself, the core of what we stand for right now, started this year. So
how did you, talk to us about this whole trip. How did you get involved with this trip? How did you end up in Peru? How did all this happen?
So it's pretty funny, or pretty amazing story.
Okay.
I was on the internet and I saw this ad for the Young Leaders of the American Initiative. And I said, okay, let me sign up for it. I did that. We had to create a business plan, business structure, and all of that. I sent it off and kind of forgot about it. Didn't really say anything to anyone. But a month later, I got a message to say that I'm a semi-finalist. I was like, okay. Because 4,000 persons applied from the Caribbean and Latin America. And then we had the interview, which was pretty tough for me. You had like 30 seconds to think of your answer, and then it was recorded, so you didn't have a do-over, and that went straight to the White House and to Meridian. And about a month later, we got the response to say, okay, you're a part of this program. I actually didn't check. I saw the email that when it came through, but I did not open the email till like about 5 hours later because I thought they were going to say, well, thank you for applying. Try again next year. But I got through and we were sent to the U.S. We spent 6 weeks in the U.S. basically doing mentorship, training, and finding ways to better our business and create a bigger impact when we return, and help us to network with people who have done what we're trying to do right now. In the process, I did a business pitch, won the business pitch in my city hub.
Congrats.
I know, and then we had to go to Washington, do it all over again. It was an amazing experience. While in Washington, I got an email to say, okay, we're going to Peru to meet President Obama, and then I also got an email from the White House to say, the President would like to know more about what you're doing and what impact you're having in Guyana, how the project was for you. So I thought, what, I arrived, that's it for me. The president wants to know what I'm doing, that's good. So I sent the email off to them, and I went to Peru. Little did I know, sitting in the crowd, Secret Service around us, that he would call my name. He mentioned 2 persons, and I was one of them.
Wow. Now that is one crazy, wild story, Did you know that he was gonna call your name?
No, I didn't, because while we were there, they told us that, you know, we're not allowed to do anything, go anywhere,
Sure.
not even use our phones, because we had to be like, okay, you want to take out a photo, but you couldn't
Sure.
put your phone up.
Sure.
So we just had to savor the moment, kind of really, you know, I was sitting there thinking, this is happening, he's just a few feet away from me, and he's talking, and he's going to give us advice, and it's going to be awesome, it's going to change my life, I'm going to go back to Guyana and say, I saw President Obama.
But then he called your name.
Yeah.
He called your name. He told your story. And what was going through your mind, you know, in that moment? What were you thinking?
Okay, it's funny. Before he called my name, he called the name of a doctor from Haiti. Okay. And I'm in the crowd and I'm yelling at the guy. I was like, stand up, stand up, stand up, because I thought the camera was coming over to us. But when he stood up, it was a bit too late. Okay. And the camera left, and so he started to talk again, and he called Abbigale Loncke. Who's Abbigale? Who's Abbigale Loncke? So he had to ask, is Abbigale here? And then is when it actually got to me like, hey, this is happening right now. So I'm standing there looking around the crowd, trying to hear what he's saying. Everybody's making noise. It was surreal.
It was surreal. I can tell you, as a Guyanese, looking at that moment, and I'm sure you've heard this so many times, I got goosebumps. You know, just in that moment, it was wow. There is not just a person, but our country, you know, being recognized. It was a surreal moment. I went on Facebook right away and I started posting on Facebook. This is a proud moment, you know, for all of Guyana. In this video going viral, I mean, you've essentially become a role model to hundreds of thousands of people. I'd say millions of people in a very short span of time, and you've got a lot of people looking at you. Right now, you know, a lot of youngsters out there saying, I've got ideas, I've got dreams, you know, I want to be Abbigale. You know, what would you share with them? You know, how do they go from having their idea or having, you know, that level of ambition to achieving what Abbigale has achieved?
You know, for me, the past 3 years have been a series of failures, mistakes, getting it right, fixing it right away, and learning curves. I had an idea. I didn't know how well it would work, but I knew that people needed help. And for me, that's the most important thing. And every day I get up and I'm thinking, there's somebody out there that needs my help, whether they can afford it or not. They do need my help, and I have to do it for them. But for me, my advice would be, if you have an idea, if there is a dream, if there's it's a need, look for a need. Look for something that you know you're helping people with. And take it from there, and get a strong support system. Reach out to young entrepreneurs, reach out to people who've been in the business, who've been doing this for quite some time, because I found that, you know, the networking and the support system of entrepreneurs that I had around me, like yourself and other entrepreneurs, really helped me to grow, really motivated me to want to be better, to perfect my business, and to get it right from the get-go. So even when I made mistakes, I thought about who other people who are out there who are looking at my next step. Or the clients that I have who are depending on me. So from the mistakes, I got it together, got it right, and moved on.
Fantastic. And, you know, I think anyone listening realizes a sense of drive. No matter the setback, no matter the challenges, you know, no matter the obstacle. And earlier you mentioned failure. So let's talk about that. I mean, in your entrepreneurial journey, has there been any scenario where you've really got knocked down, you know, where you would say you went through, you know, a period of failure, and if so, how'd you come back from that?
For me, I never saw myself as being an entrepreneur. So when I got into business, all the nitty-gritties of behind the scenes, it was foreign to me. It was like speaking Chinese. So a lot of the times, in terms of, you know, making the right decisions, in terms of getting staff, in terms of payments, in terms of, you know, paying even simple things, paying your bill on time.
Right.
You know, really.
You gotta do that.
Yeah, it really, because I was more focused on, you know, taking care of the clients as opposed to the business aspect of it. So I think from the get-go, I failed miserably with that. I focused more on the output than the actual taking care of the baby, which was the business. And so I had to really take a step back and look at, you know, we might get clients, but if your business is not structured right, if your systems are not right, then it's going to fail. I had to take a step back, look at, you know, what I have in place, and then fix things within the business before I could actually take it out to clients.
Excellent. So you're saying, you know, you always kept the need at the forefront. You delivered what it was you needed to deliver. whatever was deficient in any way, you owned up to it, and then as soon as you could, you put those things in place.
Exactly.
Right? You just didn't give up. You didn't say, oh, I'm done with this.
No. I mean, there was a lot of times I wanted to say, this was it. This is going to be it for me, because as an entrepreneur, a lot of times sometimes you don't know if you're going to be able to pay yourself. Because the first year, I'm like, okay, I came from a stable job where I knew that the income was coming in every month, to being dependent on whether or not you gain clients. So that was a big shift for me, a really big shift, and I had to, really make up my mind to say, okay, whether or not I got 10 clients this month or 0 clients this month, it's gonna happen. It's gonna go forward.
Fantastic. Obviously, everyone knows Abby now, and everyone's wondering, well, what's next? What's next for Abby? What's next for the company? I mean, you've gone abroad, you've had this amazing experience, you've connected with so many people. Can you give us a sneak peek, if you will, as to what's next?
We've been able to modify our business strategy, modify our training for the staff that we have. Since I've been back, I've had over 20 persons call in for jobs. And it's important, as important as it is for me to give people jobs and create employment, it's also important for me to gain clients. So we're going to be doing a lot more marketing. We're going to be reaching out to the public more for their support in our services, because we can't hire anyone if we don't have clients on board. So that's important for us. So you're going to see us around doing a lot of promotions, and especially for the Christmas period, we're going to be doing a lot of promotions for Christmas. So if guys can look out for us on social media, follow what we're going to be doing.
And just so you can give a quick plug, how do we follow you on social media?
You follow our company, Community Healthcare, or you follow my page, Abbigale Loncke. You look for me on Facebook, and you follow what we're doing. We're going to be running a volunteer drive. We're asking folks to volunteer for the services. Because what I found also is that a lot of people need the services, but they cannot afford it. So it's important for us to be a support system for those individuals also. So we're asking volunteers for nurses or volunteers for anyone, who just wants to help care for the elderly, to come on board with us, sign on for us, even if it's for an hour, for being someone's company for an hour, that helps. That really helps.
I like that. That's different. It's innovative. It gives people an opportunity to get involved with the movement, and altogether we're all still working to make an impact.
Exactly.
Sign me up.
Okay.
I'm in as a volunteer.
Awesome.
I think you had mentioned as well that you had some upcoming programs. If you could talk to us about that as well.
Yeah. So because the main thing of what we do behind the scenes is the work with the women in our agency. So we not only employ them, but we're a support system for them. Even at home, we're a support system for them. So we're going to be rolling out the new training program in January, which was specially made for us by a professor at Oakwood University in Alabama.
Wow.
We're going to be rolling out a mentorship program for our staff, so that they could be mentored also by female entrepreneurs or female professionals, which I think is a big motivating factor for them.
Absolutely.
We also have other support systems, as in we're going to try to send them back to do some sexy subjects. We even had a few of our staff go to the university, which is awesome for us. It's a big plus.
Yeah.
I want to ensure that my reach is not just to the clients, but my reach is to our support system, which is the staff, to ensure that they are mentally prepared for this job, physically prepared for this job, so that when they go into the homes of our clients, they're giving their best.
Fantastic. And Abby, there's so many young entrepreneurs out there. What would be your message, your final message to all the entrepreneurs?
My message to young entrepreneurs would be to not give up. If you have a passion, if you have a drive for something, just keep going. Just keep pushing yourself to do it. Find the right connections, find the right networking system, find the right support system. Invest your time into your business. Love it. Just love what you do. Because I'm here because I actually really love taking care of the elderly. I love working with children. I absolutely love what I do. So find what you love to do. Dedicate yourself to it. Reach out to people. Don't be afraid to reach out to individuals. Ask for advice and follow your dream. And that's what's gonna take you further. That's what got me here. So try it. I'm sure it'll work.
Awesome. Abbigale, thank you so much for being here. You're such an inspiring but yet humble individual. It's a power combo. And I just want to thank you for your insights today, for your time today. We look forward to having all of the folks out there connect with you on social media. And if they've got any questions, guys, please ask them in the comments below. We'll ensure we tag Abbigale so she can get back to you in those comments.
Thank you for having me, Rosh.
Excellent. Thank you.